Microphone check. Microphone check. Goodest morning to everybody paying attention. My name is SiliS. This is the SiliS series. You know what? I think I want to change what I'm doing here. I already put thumbnail up. I haven't made any trades today, but god damn, there was a banger on NASDAQ. And I've been looking at NASDAQ a lot. This is the first stream of 2026. I um hope my vocal is cool. Um, Let me share my screen real quick, fast. Every morning, uh, the indicators I use, the zones I mark out, all that good stuff. I'm going to show you exactly what I do, how I do it, why I do it for this new year of 2026. You know how the solid strategy is implemented. Just give me 1 second here. Let me make sure the vocals and the volume is all good. Okay. We're good. We're good. I'll have to make this a little short and sweet because I do have some things I gotta do. And you may hear my sons in the background. They ready to go have some fun this morning. But as you said, I didn't place any trades today because I was not in office like I wanted to be. But I'm gonna go over what I do. Zahir, come close this door. Y'all loud for no reason. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not showing my screen. Let me share my screen. Make sure I'm doing that. Been having some technical difficulties with YouTube recently, so bear with me. We're gonna be doing the lives a lot more often. We've gotten into this year pretty well. We had a great January. Did something like 8K in payouts. Getting started off. So February we wanna do even better. So what I'm gonna do is show you guys I'm just gonna take all drawings off. Gonna move this out the way. The broker I use is Tradeovate. The prop firm I use is Take Profit Trader, daily payouts and whatnot. So getting started on the charts. I only trade NASDAQ and gold. You may see other instruments here like the dollar, Bitcoin. I got Palantir up here. But as you're gonna see, Palantir dropped crazy, which is also why NASDAQ dropped crazy. NASDAQ is the top 100 companies. Palantir is one of them. Bitcoin is very low. If you There's been some speculation of Epstein being behind the creation of Bitcoin, so that could have some negative effects on it. But I had already said earlier in my Discord, if you're not a part of that already, feel free to join. The link is in the description. But we get into it every single day. Got students get into it. But as far as Bitcoin goes, I did say I would be going heavy into Bitcoin when it dropped down to the levels that it's currently at. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get back into the solid strategy, right? All right. So before 8:30 happens, let's say the 30-minute time frame is my favorite time frame. 30-minute, 1 hour are the ones I like to play with. 15 for certain markups. I might go down to the 1 minute for some more surgical entries, but the 30 minutes where I am most comfortable. So with pre-market, I do indulge in pre-market sometimes. Pre-market can be, I would say, anywhere from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. before open, of course. So before this big 8:30 candle, which we have 9 o'clock coming in now, we got a PLC forming, which is this yellow line. I do use very few indicators, but one of my favorites is POC, which is points of concern, which I usually always have on. What you'll see is this yellow line, which you can conform to be whatever color you want to be, whatever length of input and things like that. I keep it on 6. It just shows points of interest, points that have been very volatile. As you can see, if we go here on the 30 minute, I was going to mark it out, but I didn't. As you can see here, what is it on the 30? Was it the hour? Well, it was the 30. At first, price was here. So when price broke, you know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm sorry. When I first get on to the charts, let's say I'm looking at NAS, we're not looking at gold. I don't like to look at gold until 9 o'clock anyway, because gold usually is stagnant, as you can see, until then. But let's stay focused on NASDAQ. So we'll pretend this big candle here it hasn't happened yet, and it's about to. Let's say it's 8:25. So this candle, we're on a 30-minute time frame. So each one of these candles is a length of 30 minutes. You'll see there's not much action going on because it's all before market opens. As you can see here, 8:30. This is the candle that I go for, and I really wish I was in the office. But let's pretend that candle didn't happen, and we're gonna do our first step, which is mark up our support and resistance. Now, usually people tell you to do top-down analysis, which is going from your highest time frame, like the daily, and then going down to the 4 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour, and marking off certain zones. So let me start off by saying support and resistance are what we're looking for. Support is the floor, resistance is the roof. Okay? That's something you can remember. Now, what do I mean by that? We're looking to mark off certain zones. Where is price currently? Now you can get your biases by going from top down. Like as you can see here on the daily time frame, it doesn't look like much has been happening. We're bouncing down, we're bouncing up, we're bouncing down. So we can mark that off if we wanted to. That our roof is touching around this area. We're not, here's a nice example. We're bouncing here, but we don't seem to be wanting to exceed that, right? We can mark this off as another area of resistance. Or seem to be going here because these are days. These aren't just hours, minutes. These are entire days where price has made moves. And that would be the roof, the resistance. Now, the support or the floor, you can have that here. You have a support zone here. You can just eventually you just be able to see these things. But I don't really like to go from top down. I like to start on the hour, and it just seems much more clear for me. So I can do it much quicker. You mark off your resistance, and you begin to see these things with your eyes without even having to mark them up. As you can see, where would you say you have area support? You have area support here, and you want to mark those all the way across. You can use those as take profit points, zone areas, something like that. And there's another indicator of these zones is the POC. As you can see, the yellow line is right there. Same area of the support. You have a yellow line right here. Same area of this support. And those are just, like I said, areas of concern. Like right now, we have a POC being formed here. Let me turn it to orange so it's a little more visible here. And price will probably potential areas. So either price is going to go up or down with this area to look for. I believe price is going to continue to go down, but I'm not entering into any trades. That's the first thing I would do. And as you can see, if I would have just marked off those support areas alone, just doing that, resistance and support. When 8:30 hit, which is this candle. Let me go down to the 30. Would have marked off my support and resistance on my 1 hour so that when I get down to my 30, it's even more clear. So you can mark those things up. And then as you go down, you see that those markups on the higher time frames are already encasing what you have on the lower time frames. So from the hour, we mark those things off, and we get down to the 15. You see, this is where price has been. It's the same thing. It's just more sporadic and more information on the lower time frames. That's all it is. You can see students are getting in. We saw it. I wasn't at the office, my boy. That's all. I wasn't at the office like I wanted to be, and but I did see it. But like I said, let's go back to the 30. So we would have marked off that support, that resistance. And that's all I had marked up when I saw the sale happen at 8:30. We had no news, which you want to be very alert and informed on what news is coming up. Today's Tuesday. We have New Zealand dollar news that has nothing to do with us. But it's saying here the government is shut down right now. So news is tentative. So a lot of the U.S. news isn't even on here currently. Like you have these tomorrow, but there was a lot more news. Not a lot more, but there was more news. Well, with the government being shut down, some of these might disappear. But back to the solid strategy. So we marked up our support and resistance areas and zones. I used to mark off like Asian session lows and things like that, but I don't do that anymore. As I said, NAS is going to keep going down, and it is. But let me continue with my confluences. Even though I can get down to just doing support and resistance, I want you guys to understand how I got to that point and what things I do to get even more surgical with my executions. So support and resistance, 8:30, we had what I love to see is a wick formed first, as you see here, which is a wick just seems it's just where prices travel to, and then a reversal. At 8:30, this always seems to happen. We get a wick and it continues. We break support, we can follow through using POCs as take profit points. Could have said that's TP1, TP2. If we break, you could have used this support area as TP3. You can use this one, this POC as TP. Like it helped. All the POCs help with seeing target points. It helps with seeing zones. So POC is my favorite because it automatically helps your eyeball identify these things. So as you can see, my NAS sale is still going. I did put that when I saw it in the chat. Like I said, if you're not already, feel free to join the Discord link in the description. Back to the solid strategy. So we marked off support and resistance. Let's say that's 820 something. Then we wait for the 830 candle. We mark off the body of the 815 candle. I use that and I call it the golden open. And my rule is once you mark that, if price is below it, it usually sells. If price is above it, it usually buys. These are not definite confluences. It's just my strategy. And as you can see here, we mark off the 815 body with this blue box. 830, we get that wick. We break support and we continue. And we're still continuing, as you can see. So that's what I do in the morning. But with even more depth, as you can, people in my Discord will attest to, I like to use the value area rule, which is if price is within the value area, it usually fills it to 70% chance. And if it's not in it, then we don't utilize it. So as you can see here, I turn on the value area indicator. The green line is the value area high, the orange line is the value area mid range, and the red line is the value area low. So let me take off all my drawings. We're going to mark just the golden open, body of the 815 candle. At prices within the value area. And the 830 we push. At that point, you can target the mid range. You can target the value area. It's filling everything. And then with POCs, you can use those as target points. Hit, hit. And it would look like we're going to try to hit. We've pretty much already hit it. But that's what I use POC for. Those target points. As you can see, we're hitting it all. My other weapon is fair value gaps. And as you can see here, and a fair value gap is a gap in between two candles. You don't have to use this. You can see with your eyes here. If I go to this big candle, in between it, we have this little wick and that wick. You could say that's a value area. And if I turn it back on, it's pretty much there. It's bigger, but they went on for different. I think I have it on 30, and I do. And I'm on a 15-minute time frame. So on the 30, it looks better. From that wick to that wick. These are just more indications, more confluences on the sell that we would have taken. So you have it below the golden open. That's one confluence. You have it below our support area, confluence two. Bearish fair value gaps. There's one there. There's one here. Confluence three. The value area is within that, filling it. It's confluence four. And that's really it on that one. We had those confluences, which was told us that NAS was selling. I didn't even need all those confluences. When it broke support the way that it did with such momentum, I was in for the sales. I would have been in that. But no trades for me today because I wanted to get this out of the way, and I'm doing a bunch of other shit. But that is the gist of how I operate within the morning. We'll mark off our areas, get our support, get our resistance zone set up. At 8:30, I'm looking at NAS. At 9, I'll be looking at gold, which gold is kind of standing, but I believe we're going to get some pushes here. And then I just in my day. There's no need to be looking at the charts all day. That's not what I'm here for. We're here to get the money and get out. So that's what I do. Even on gold, we have our resistance, our support. We got bullish fair value gaps. That's on the value area. We're above it, which is a potential sign of continuation to the bullish side of things. So no trades for me today, but that is the gist of how I operate. Very simplistic, very clean. A few indicators, don't always even need them, but we saw great sales on NASDAQ today. So I hope you take some knowledge from this. We will be live again later this week. I think today's Tuesday, so I'll probably be live Thursday. We do have NFP on Friday. If the government is open, Friday's supposed to be a big day. Looks like some of those things are not on the calendar anymore. So I know we have it here, ADP tomorrow. Strange, but it is what it is. So I hope you guys see that we got price about to touch this take profit point. And if it exceeds there, we got that one here on this POC. So some great potential sales here today. As you can see, we're still dropping as I predicted. We don't predict the market, we react to its movements. We do what the market is doing. So as you can see, we had a great sell op, and we'll do the same thing tomorrow. So I hope you take some knowledge from this. My name is SiliS. This is SiliS Trades. I hope you made some money today on them charts, and I'll see y'all next time, man.